Hi everybody, welcome to LL Live. I'm Lars Lewis, and joining me is the one and only Joey LeftTees. Joey, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me.
Hopefully the drive from Beaumont wasn't too long for you.
Like I said, that freeway, man, that 10 when you're heading to the desert from Beaumont, it's always a free ride. Always on the way back too. It's always nice.
Nice. So I would like to know, just right off the jump, I know you come to the desert a lot. Tell me your top 3 places you love playing here.
I just played Indian Wells for the first time. Players course I know was reconstructed recently. That was a lot of fun. PJ West is always a good one. Don't have a favorite one on there too, but I will say my number one, me and my brother love this place, and it's kind of a hidden gem. Went public recently. I don't know what exact time and year, but it's Asina Country. It's just Asina Golf Club.
Oh my God, I love that place.
Love Asina, man.
That's one of the nicest clubhouses in the desert.
Oh yeah, that pro shop's insane. They always got something cool in there going for sure.
Yeah, if you got guys that are, if you come out to the desert and you want the true like mid-century Palm Springs experience, Asina is the place to go. Absolutely, not too far from downtown either.
Oh no, the first hole looks, I always like to compare it to like a PGA 2K course, like, you know, with the trees in the back and everything. It's beautiful. Asina's the spot, man. You could always get on there for a good deal and really good times of the year. You can really get a good deal, and the restaurant after, man, top tier as well.
What do you like? What's your favorite lunch there? Let's say what's your go-to on the golf course? Let's say the after round lunch. What's your preference? That's
a really good question. I think the last time I was there, I got a buffalo chicken sandwich. That was something super solid. If I'm going in that's lunch though, kind of. If I'm going the breakfast area, what did they have there that was really good? I want to say it was a breakfast burrito, just your all classic breakfast burrito with the good sauce on the side. But key to that whole meal is a blood orange beer. I don't know if you've ever had a blood orange.
I don't think I have.
It's really
Is it like a Blue Moon in a way?
Not really, because it's more of like a little bit sweeter. You don't need an orange for this one, but it's called Blood Orange. Cali Squeeze is the one that's real famous. I believe a lot of people know. That's one of my favorites there, and they keep it on draft there, and it's delicious. After a round, a crisp one of those, as like we say in Spanish, al 100.
So anybody who's out there live right now, have Joey LeftTees joining us. Tell me, if whenever you get done playing around, what is your favorite lunch to get, and where is it? I would love to know, because it's very important, especially if you're playing a morning round. Because if that clubhouse has a good lunch, it adds to the experience.
It really does.
Going on to go out for a play around.
100%.
Now, what would you say? Like, what do you look for when it comes to? What do you look for when it comes to a golf course that you think, okay, I'm not just going to play golf here. I want to immerse myself more.
I'm really big on customer service, you know, so when that all starts with the starter, the greeting, the guy in the pro shop, because that's something funny that everybody knows. I believe that guy, Sonny, I forget his full name on Instagram, but everybody calls him Sonny. He has that video. It's like, man, it's like the guy in the pro shop, first thing in the morning, he wants to, like, it's your only day off, you're trying to come have a good time, and they're just always a sourpuss for some reason, guys in the pro shop in the morning. So if they got a good guy that's very welcoming and, you know, will tell you about the course and stuff like that, I find that super essential. You know, customer service from the employees at a course to start, at least, is definitely a big point for me. Absolutely.
And the one thing that is very important is, especially if you're at a public course, because private's a bit of a different deal, because those are members, like you see them every day.
Right.
People in the pro shop need to get paid more, because when you're offering a service and golfers come in, as you said, it's your one day off for the week, you want to go have a good time, that's your first point of contact. Is the guy or girl in the shop.
Right.
They need to get paid more than what they get paid, and I'll just say that full stop.
Highly agreeable.
If they paid them more, that means they have a better attitude. That means they go in there, they can have a good time, interact with the customers. It's such an important aspect, and it sets the tone for the rest of the day.
It really does. 100%. And that's something that they teach in school. Like, I go to College of the Desert, and there's classes on short game, just all types of different golf classes that's actually have the classroom on the range. And I feel like that's a very important asset for, especially in an area like this, you know, guys can go there and learn how to properly run a pro shop, you know what I mean, when it comes to customer service, sales, payroll, and stuff like that. feel like it's definitely a necessary thing to have in the school, especially in this desert.
Yeah, customer service, man. It's number one.
For sure.
And so you're at the College of the Desert,
right?
And you say you're enrolled in like classes regarding golf management. Take some of the viewers through what's that like going through a day-to-day, like learning how to get into golf management. Say someone wants to get in the business.
Right. That's signing up for classes is the number one thing, because when you get there, you're going to meet like-minded people that are also there that work at other courses. So you're going to make tons of connections right off the bat. Me personally, I take those classes kind of on the side because I'm a turf grass management major. And that's what I'm studying because I'm currently a spray tech right now. So I spray pesticides on the course, drive a big spray rig and stuff like that. So it's what I study for the most part. But even then, I'm meeting so many guys from other golf courses that don't golf, but still, I'm learning so many other things just from when it comes to golf course maintenance, you know, how to fix a machine with this when this happens, or this green died on me and we're trying to revive it. What should we do? That's all. It's just resources on resources when it comes to College of the Desert. I find that really essential. And then for the golf management end of it, like I said, the classroom's literally on the range.
Yeah.
You walk right out of the class, you're on the range. And that's another thing too. Like you meet other guys there, like guys that play on the college team themselves. You know what I mean? You meet those guys, and everybody just has something to say about every little thing, and you just gain so much more knowledge and experience just from stepping in the classroom.
Absolutely. And obviously with a lot of education nowadays, everything can be done online. However, in this particular aspect, whether it be with agronomy, whether it be with golf management, or anything in that particular in the business, it's important to actually be in person at either a golf facility or at a university or college to be able to go through those classes, because golf is a very hands-on thing.
For sure.
It's a lot of customer service. It's a lot of face-to-face.
100%.
So you're in agronomy. You're a spray tech right now.
Yeah.
Take the viewers through what it's like to be a spray tech and what that involves with eventually becoming maybe a super or even assistant super. Right.
It's definitely a big step in going towards the assistant super and superintendent, you know, because you're dealing with very dangerous chemicals for the most part. So PPE is your number one thing, your personal protective equipment. You know, I mask up. First thing I do when I get there in the morning is throw the hose onto the adapter, let it start filling up with water. Then I go to my personal garage, that's my workspace, you know, get my chemicals together that I'm going to be using that day, because you know, your super gives you a list on what you're going to be spraying, how much you need to be putting in the tank, stuff like that. So like I said, throw my PPE on, get my chemicals together, measure them all out, throw them in the tank, turn on the pump and agitator. An agitator, for those that don't know, it's a hose that runs through both sides and has spouts going into the tank that literally recycle the fluid inside to make it mix. And because that's a very, very essential part of it, because if you don't mix your chemicals right, you're not going to have effectiveness when you go and spray. You're going to be out there spraying water, and it's not going to. And that's another thing that people don't realize when they're out there golfing. There's very, very, you know, focused and like-minded people out there that are like, you know, I care about the course, I care about the golfer's experience, and it's on the side of golf course maintenance, keeping it nice, because out here, I'm sure you could tell, it's prime weather, so golf courses are really, really nice when it comes to rough, fairway, greens, tee boxes, and stuff like that. So it's a very, very niche profession, and I love it. I've been doing it for about 4 years now. And yeah, that's just my day-to-day and how I really operate, and then I go out, do about 3 tanks a day of 300 gallons. Right now, I'm currently spraying rough. So the chemicals itself, it's funny. One of them's called 007, no James Bond, and the other one is Sprayle. That's a good. And then I mix those two chemicals together because like I said, I learned that.
That kind of what creates the color.
No. This is like, so when those two chemicals themselves take out like bad rough. So your clovers, your dandelions, crabgrass, stuff like that. It eliminates all that stuff. And that's what I'm saying. It's very important to have places like College of the Desert, because if I'm mixing chemicals together that aren't supposed to go together, it's very dangerous. Cancer-causing stuff, erectile dysfunction stuff.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it gets pretty dangerous. So you got to know what you're doing out there. And College of the Desert is definitely a place that makes sure guys know what they're doing and get a lot of good supers out there. I'm pretty sure a lot of supers out here, if you go around and actually got a percentage, went to College of the Desert.
Yeah, and well, this is really the mecca in Southern California,
100%.
At least golf is concerned. So you worked as a spray tech, and say eventually you're trying to get to be a superintendent or even assistant superintendent.
Right.
Now, say if you ideally had a choice, because we'll get to your right now your clothing business in a little bit. For you, how old are you, by the way?
24.
So you're 24. How important is it for you then to build what you have now, while at the same time eventually becoming a superintendent?
When you say build now, you mean
build your business and build your own personal brand.
And you're saying how do I do that?
How are you able to balance that along with working as a spray tech?
I also have a 11-month-old son, so it's a lot. I got a lot on my plate, for sure. And it's something I've done recently is, give yourself that pat on the back and say you're doing well. It is a lot from the day to day, and but the thing is, you're honest with your customers and stuff like that. I throw up on the story, hey, real busy week, no post this week or something like that, or I'll put on there, hey, this is coming this week with the Masters coming up. I'll say, hey, I got Master stuff coming up, this and that. So just communication really was, because all I really care about, I don't care for having millions of followers, thousands of followers and stuff like that. I care about a real niche community that really enjoys vintage golf. So that's the main thing for me, is just communicating with them and also putting up quality items and at a consistent pace, because if you don't, then the business starts to go down. So that's another thing, like you're saying, it's something on my plate that I definitely have to manage. And then if I'm going to the day-to-day about it, I'm working from 5 a.m. to 1:30 usually, getting off, doing my cleanings if I have to clean any hats and stuff like that, which is super time consuming, especially when there's no sun out, because for a white hat or something like that to get stains out, my process, I definitely need the sun. I don't own a black light or anything like that. So the cleaning process is definitely one that's most time consuming, but throwing up the items themselves, that's really not too bad. And then I throw them up on a post, I always like to put a good little song on there. That's just my personal preference because I love music, so I like to throw on there too. But balancing it, man, like I said, it's a lot. So I definitely give myself a pat on the back here and there, because like I said, having a son too, and it's a lot to deal with too, and I've got to give my time to him too, and my lady as well. So yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot, but it's
all that
definitely
on top of taking classes and then working spray tech and then
exactly
running this business. You definitely have a lot on your plate.
For sure.
So I am curious, how long have you been running the clothing resale business that you've had?
My whole life, since I was about 13. You could, I can show you a clip. I posted it when I announced my Delgado brand. It's a video of me in 2016 at the store called Round 2 down on Melrose in LA. And they used to have a show, and that was my whole thing. I was like, oh, I got to get on the show. I got to go see this store. And when I walked in, I said, oh man, I made it. You know what I mean? I told my mom, I was like, hey, I don't want a birthday party. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want you to take me to LA, maybe give me a few bucks so I can go shop at this vintage store, you know what I mean? And ever since then, it's just been a snowball thing because I've just loved vintage in general. I wish I was born in the early 90s. I'm born 2001, but like I said, that's really my favorite era, especially when it comes to golf and stuff like that. Like the strong Tiger era and all that too, man. But yeah.
It was kind of like the peak of golf fashion.
For sure, 100%, in my opinion at least. 90s. Yeah, for sure.
Now, if say so you've been building this for well over 10 years, you've got a good following. What do you think is the number one aspect of your business that in 2026 you want to see progress at a high level?
That's a really good question. I would say going back to the community and keep on continuously growing it, because I see guys, that love vintage and then, are getting into golf, and then they find the account, they're like, oh, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Like I was telling you earlier, combining those two passions, it's just something, it's a high, you know what I mean? Like meeting new people like yourself, going to these tournaments, all that in general. It's just, so what I want to see, if that's the question, probably just more people getting into it and digging into the actual history of it more than just the clothes and looking nice and stuff, and because it's kind of a trend, you know what I mean? But knowing the history, I was talking to my buddy Brian on the way here. This kid's in like a golf encyclopedia. He knows when courses were built, who built them and stuff like that. That's what I kind of really want to see, because it's a beautiful thing, and I want more people to understand the beauty of vintage golf.
Yeah, like every piece of clothing, every hat, every polo, everything there's a story behind it. And not just like the apparel, but the clubs, the bags, the pictures. Like some of the best follows on Instagram, like Golf Khakis.
Yeah.
Love that
Love
page.
those guys, yeah.
Shout out Jordan Borat, vintage golfwear as well.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
And also probably the OG in Southern California is Metalwood Studio.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, now have you met Cole Young?
I did. I went to when they just I think moved like two spots next over, and it was when the buddies from Japan at Anti-Country Club, Shino and Yosuke, they were having their pop-up there too, their collaboration, and it was awesome, dude. That whole street is amazing. I tell people, you gotta have time when you go down to La Brea, because you got Arc'teryx, Carhartt, Metalwood, just the whole Metalwood in general. I gave some stuff to Cole, actually. I traded him for like a Metalwood hat and stuff like that, but real cool, humble dude, and he that's a real guy that's definitely OG when it comes to vintage golf, because he lived it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how old he is, but I know he was telling me he played a lot in the earlier 2000s down in Beaumont, where I was actually working, where I used to work. And that's a guy that definitely is vintage golf, and you could see it through his brand, you know what I mean? He makes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he breathes it. Like, that's for sure. That's him.
100%. He's a real cool guy.
And also, like, Cole Young, with what he's done with range pickers and being able to showcase the local golf shops, say, if you had to build the ultimate vintage golf bag, so if you had to pick one vintage driver,
TaylorMade R7, easy.
That's a pretty quick answer.
Yeah, R7.
TaylorMade R7.
That's a beauty right there. I love that they remade that one, the mini driver.
Yeah, the mini quad.
Cool. Yeah, that one's a real cool one. I like that one.
I'd say if I had to choose one vintage driver, it's something that it was the first driver I ever used when I first started. It's the original Ping I2 black laminate.
Ping knows how to make a driver, that's for sure.
The black laminate, man, the crack that you got when you hit that thing.
Sounds like a Little League baseball bat, don't it?
Thing is, you cannot play a modern ball with that driver. You can't, because there's going to be no spin at all on that thing. You have to play like those old style Balata balls.
Right.
In order to be able to get it in the air. Now, I'll run a little rapid fire on you. We're going to do regarding golf equipment and brands. If you had to pick between eras based on equipment, we're going to rapid fire here. So it's going to be either 90s or 2000s. First one, irons.
Early 2000s for sure. I was going to actually change my answer for the first one. I like the Nike Vapor drivers as well. That's a cool one. So they're neck and neck. The TaylorMade R7 and the Nike Vapor driver, that one, they're neck and neck with that one. But when it comes to irons, early 2000s for sure.
Okay, what set would you get?
Probably the Nike Vapors. Yeah,
Nike
I would
Vapor
go with
irons?
those two. Yeah, I would go with those two. The Nike, I hate that they stopped making clubs back in 2016, man. Those they make still a quality club. You see a lot of Nike clubs in guys' bags still. It's a sought after thing for sure. Me being a lefty, I love collecting lefty Nike clubs.
It was always a dirty secret that it was rumored that Tiger's irons, even though they were made by Nike, were actually made by Mira.
Really?
It was so.
Dig into that.
It was rumored where Eric Anders Lang went to Mira back in 2018 to feature the company in Japan. There's always been a long-standing rumor that Tiger Woods had his irons made by Mira and then put not just a Titleist stamp on it when he was playing in the late 90s, but when Nike came along, still made by Mira.
Nike and Titleist, that's insane. That's insane. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb really quick. I'm getting calls and stuff. Where is that? How do you do that?
Well, I admit I have an Android, not a
Oh, that's right.
iPhone, so I've been kind of lost on that.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, for anybody who's watching right now, if you have any questions or tell me some of your favorite clubs that you've played during your time ever since you started playing the game.
For sure.
We've been going over some old equipment, and when Eric asked those guys at Mira whether it was true or not, they didn't deny it, but they didn't confirm it either.
That makes me on the more side that it's actually true, because this is my first time hearing that rumor, and now that I'm looking at it and thinking about the pictures that I've seen of these actual clubs that we're talking about, I'm like, it's 100% could be true. It could be true.
I truly believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're Nike or Titleist and Tiger Woods is asking that, I want these made by Katsuhiro Miura, are they going to say no?
Very strong
because people are going to buy those irons anyway,
right?
With what Tiger's going to use.
Exactly. So yeah, they don't care what he's using as long as it has their stamp on it.
Yeah,
very true.
I'd have to imagine that players, even though that it's kind of a rare example. However, when you got somebody who's got the stature of Tiger Woods,
right,
of one company reaching out to like a niche manufacturer that's not competition,
right,
and getting that made, it makes sense.
Right.
It's not like, Tiger's like, these Nike irons, no, I want you to call Titleist and I want Titleist to make these. They wouldn't do that.
Right.
So now we got that. Speaking of Tiger, which obviously, when you see the shirt right
Shout out Troy Aguapi, man. Love this thing.
Tiger's not playing in the Masters. Tiger's going to rehab.
Yeah, that sucks.
I know this has been kind of a hot button topic.
It is.
Now, is it a good decision by Tiger to not play this year and go into rehab? Or is it something where he may need golf to get away from his problems?
It's a good question, and we don't really know the real gist of it because it's very private. Even the body cam footage and stuff like that barely came out today. You know what I mean? And I seen Frankie Borelli from Barstool. He had a really strong opinion on it, and I can't say I agree with him on it because he's making it out to be like him as a person, you know what I mean? And then again, he's probably never really, I think he has met Tiger actually.
Yeah, they had a video with him.
Right. And he's, he's calling out his character. He's saying he's this and he's that. And we just don't know the truth. Maybe he was having a really bad back day and took an extra painkiller or something like that. And that's not me taking the side of, hey, it could be the other way around too, but you know what I mean? We just don't know. You know what I mean? As the public, we don't know. We can only know our beloved Tiger for his golf game and stuff like that. Outside, stuff like that, you can't really get into people's personal lives like that because we all have our issues. You know what I mean? And he's just on a spotlight. You know what I mean? He's Tiger Woods, so of course something like that happens.
He's under the biggest microscope of any player that's ever lived.
100%, for sure. Especially in this new era because a lot of these guys that were just as good as him or as famous as him, they weren't around for this social media, and now they're just retired old dudes, playing at their local country clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and obviously, it's a very sensitive topic. Actually, we got Jordan Boren in here.
Yes, sir.
Love the guy, blown out of proportion.
Yes, sir.
Now,
shout out Jordan.
I have a more measured opinion on this. Does Tiger need help? Yes, he does.
For sure.
Is there a reason that Tiger has taken the prescriptions that he has to make? Yes. Has he made bad decisions involving getting behind the wheel? Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Has he made bad decisions in his personal life? Yes. But we can't look at a black and white world. Condemning the guy for what's going on, obviously, with his relationship with driving and
his
prescription
issues.
drugs. Yeah. It's one thing. It's also another thing to know that we don't know what's going on in his body and his brain.
Right.
And we need to hold him accountable. However, we need to understand the full picture of everything.
Right.
Tiger needs help. And I actually believe it's a good thing that he's not playing this year.
I agree with that.
He's not in a good frame of mind. He needs somebody to sit down with him and tell him that we need structure here.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with how big Sunday Red's been getting, for sure. Did you see that clip? I barely saw it today. The cop's calling him back over after he's making a phone call, and because he took a couple feet away. And he goes, "Hey, I need you over here." And he goes, "I'm sorry, I was just getting I was on the phone with the president." Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because obviously he has a relationship with in the Trump family.
Right.
And then when you get that involved too, where obviously you're dating someone who's related to the president of the United States,
right,
who is a big golfer, who does love Tiger.
Right.
And I think it's the perfect time for Tiger to just go away from public life for a while.
Right. Pull a Dave Chappelle, some would say.
Yeah, just... And I don't mean that go away as in I want Tiger to go away. No, I just think he needs that. He needs like an escape to have people around him that care about his well-being and not just his golf game. Right. I think all of us agree that we want to see Tiger Woods not only healthy, physically, but mentally.
Right.
He hasn't been either in years. The last time that we saw a Tiger that was like mentally and physically well, like what, 2 decades ago?
Yeah, just about, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like even before he got married.
Right. When he was just on that straight, yeah, you're right, yeah, about 2 decades. Yeah, that's crazy to even think about, yeah, now that you say that. That's crazy. The guy needs help, you're right. It's important for him to not necessarily, like you said, go away, but take time for himself, get back on that 100% level, and just be Tiger. Go and be a dad. Go out to these tournaments. Prime example is John Daly. He's flourishing right now with Good Boy. I think it's Good Boy, right? That's his new thing.
Yeah, he was top 15 at the whole Classic last week. He was playing phenomenal.
Yeah, and he handles himself well. I'm sure he drinks a lot too. People always have gotten him on tap for his drinking and stuff. I'm sure he's got a driver though. You know what I mean? He's got somebody driving him home or something like that. John Day is a prime example. You know what I mean? Just how to be in the spotlight as a retired golfer, but still out there golfing and doing stuff like that. He's a pretty good example. I'm also a big fan of his son. I think he's gonna do really well. I'm investing in some of his cards and stuff recently.
I think John Daly's kid's gonna be an absolute stick.
Yeah,
he's fantastic, and you're right about John. John's had his demons, and the one thing I really appreciate about John is that he's never hid them.
Right.
He is who he is.
Exactly.
I don't think there's been a golfer, probably outside of Arnold Palmer, that has been as good with the fans as he is. He loves the fans. He loves people around him. And we need more of that in the golf world.
For sure.
Now, regarding guys in the PGA Tour, the last few years, like ever since the Tiger era, you've noticed that there's a lot of players that are trying to adopt the Tiger mentality of straight line, nothing gets in the way of your goal, ignore everybody.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's helped the game or hurt the game when it comes to the overall image of golf on the tour? You don't see many guys talking with the galleries.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you hear it sometimes, like with like Rory and how he doesn't play the waste management stuff because it just gets too out of hand and stuff like that.
Oh, he's a whole other story.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, it goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? The game's growing, and you got a lot more people out there. Some people that don't know how to act and how to, go with the feel of golf per se, and I would say it's kind of hurting the game in a little bit because we'd love to see Rory out there. A lot of people would love to see Rory out there, but it's just, I can agree. I've been out there myself. It gets a little out of hand sometimes. And for golf itself, it has its history, it has its norms and stuff like that. And a lot of people that do respect the game and that have been around it for a while can agree to that, because a lot of people are saying right now, shrink the game, and stuff like that. And it's not really, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be shrink the game. It should be, get to know the game and respect it. You know what I mean?
Respect the game.
Respect the game, not shrink the game.
Yeah, and I believe that's very paramount, and that's one thing that should be restructured.
For sure.
Of a statement. Shrink the game only prevents people from playing a game that should be for everybody.
Exactly.
However, I think the golf world needs to do a better job of introducing the new players who have seen YouTube Golf, whether it be with Bob Does Sports, whether it be Good, Grant Horvat, all these guys. Being able to be introduced to the game while also understanding and respecting the game.
Exactly. And that goes with everything. That goes with baseball, that goes with football, that goes with basketball. It goes with almost any sport, you know what I mean? Every sport has its you know, unwritten rules and stuff like that. And when you're a true fan and want to really enjoy that sport, you got to get to know those rules, and you got to know what you're doing out there.
Yeah, it's about respecting your fellow players. Excuse me. It's about respecting the golf course, which for you as a spray tech and guys in the agronomy field, you guys bust your ass every morning for 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes more.
Yep.
And to see some dumbass go out there, play wackadoodle on the green, and don't want to swear.
No.
Play wackadoodle on the green and then take a chunk out of it.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
what
insane.
What are we doing? That's not making the game better.
It's not, and it's disrespectful, and it's also very expensive when people do stuff like that.
Yeah, people like taking dirt bikes on the freaking greens.
It's insane. I have, like I said, I've been doing it for like at least 5 years now when it comes to agronomy, and I have all these pictures on my phone because, you know, you got to report stuff like that to your super. Just today, some idiot was doing donuts in the middle of the fairway. Look, he's lucky I didn't catch him, you know what I mean? Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's a wet area, sure, but this guy didn't get stuck. You could see perfect circles, you know what I mean? And that's just like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. There's
people who don't get it and don't understand.
Right, exactly, like how we're saying.
It's either sheer ignorance or it's people that have true malice.
Right.
And I hope it's not the latter.
Yes.
If it's ignorance and they don't know golf, whatever. Okay, fine. It's not...
Can't make the same mistake
don't
twice.
condone what they did. However, we may have an understanding why. They don't know what that is. But if somebody who has awareness of what they're doing and they do it anyway, there's a special place in hell for those people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because
sure.
it's hell on them, it's hell on the players, it's hell on the staff, and it's hell on the whole property itself. It costs a lot of money.
It's not a playground out there.
No.
It's a business for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know we kind of went off a little bit on a tangent there. However, I want to get back. I want to get back towards the tour.
Yeah.
So we have the Masters coming up next week. What about the Masters? What's the most exciting part of that tournament for you when it's coming up? What do you love the most about the Masters?
Lately, it's been the talks of who's going to be, like, when it's usually bet talks, but who's going to win it this year? You know what I mean? It's you know, you always got the guys that played the course really well. That's the first thing people like to say. Oh, he's had a pass with this course. He's done really well.
And that's a shame because Phil's not playing this year because he's always a threat.
Yeah, he's a baller out there for sure. He knows that. He knows every square inch of that spot. But then again, you know, that's a consistent talk, like I said, throughout every Masters in the past. But it's been a constant thing where somebody comes out of nowhere and wins the Masters. You know what I mean? It's insane. And it's really cool to see, you know what I mean? Because that's what I look forward to the most. I'm like, man, everybody's this. He's a favorite here. He's a favorite here. But then who's going to be that guy that's going to shock everybody and say,
who's the dark horse?
Exactly.
Who's going to crash the party? Who's going to be the Iowa Hawkeyes of the Masters?
That's a good
crash
one.
the party.
Shout out my buddy Eric. He's a big Iowa Hawkeyes guy.
And another one of the fun things that I love about the Masters is that it's the only major of the year where not only you can take bets on this, however, it's something that's fun to watch, of seeing the old champions playing in that event.
The history of that event.
Mixing it up with the current generation.
Yeah.
Like anytime we get to see Fred Couples just play golf is a treat.
And then on Augusta, man, can't beat that.
It hits different.
That's
man.
a fever dream right there.
It hits different.
Who's your take to win it this year?
It's a tough call because I have Justin in the background. I don't want to reveal who wins yet because we're going to run a pool. However, I'll give you three guys that I have a strong feeling that is going to win. Tommy Fleetwood is being one of them. Even though it's a draw-based golf course and he fades the ball, his ball striking's phenomenal. He's playing great. He's due. He's definitely due. And he's due. He won the tour. He won the FedEx last year, won the Tour Championship. Yep. And he's riding a hot streak. For sure. I like his game. Second one, I'd say if you had to say for one of the favorites, I don't think Scotty finishes top 25 this year. Really? Now that's a take. Dude, his driver game is all over the place. Ever since they switched the 4D on him from the 10, he's not looked like himself. And even at Augusta, since he's already won twice, If you don't have a good driver, can't win Augusta.
And you're saying
you've got to be in the fairway.
Not even the top 25.
Not top 20. He'll make the cut.
Yeah.
But he won't be top 25.
Oh,
It's a hot take.
for sure. Most
Very
definitely.
hot take. And I'm going to get banged on it. I know it. And he's going to win the Masters next week.
You got somebody else saying Tommy as well.
Tommy, yep. That's Mid-Cap Matt. Shout out to Mid-Cap Matt. And
what up, Danny?
I would say a guy that I would look for then, because I think he's learned his lesson, is Bryson. Bryson has tried to bully this golf course in the past, and it's bullied him.
Yeah.
I think now he's more mature. His game is a lot more well-rounded. He's not trying to overpower the golf course anymore.
Right.
And I think he is someone that is a serious contender to win that tournament.
I would agree. Definitely.
I think the juice of winning the U.S. Open at Pinehurst, this is a huge event, and he's still playing great golf. He's still at a high level.
Right.
Out of all the guys on LIV, he is head and shoulders the best player.
Most definitely.
On the LIV Tour.
For sure.
And number 3, if I had to choose a dark horse.
Number 4.
Well, no, I said Scheffler's not going to make the 25.
Oh, okay. So you're, yeah, okay.
3
so
golfers who can
right,
win.
Right. Okay.
If I had to pick a true dark horse,
I'm excited to hear this.
Sepp Straka.
I thought you were gonna go. What's Buddy's name? Is it
Chris Gotterup.
Chris Gotterup.
That guy's a tank. So is Sepp. Those are 2 big men.
Right, for sure. Those are 2 ones that I've been hearing a lot of. Ludwig Oberg. Have you been hearing that as well?
Yeah, I think he's going to come in motivated after choking out the players.
Yeah, for sure. I think last year he was hanging around the top 3 for a while too, but then didn't pull it out.
Tremendous ball striker.
For sure.
However, we have seen very shaky on Sundays.
Yeah,
that's been his problem the last year or 2.
Yeah.
He's a Saturday guy.
Real? Yeah, I would agree with that. I got one dark horse for sure.
Yeah, give me your 3 guys that you think can win. 2 favorites and an underdog.
2 favorites. Well, for the first one, I'll probably have to go Oberg for sure. Like I said, that's definitely a favorite in my book right now for sure. And then the second one, I'm going to go with Fleetwood as well. Like you said, he's on a hot streak, and I think he really looks forward to the Masters as well, especially going out there with his family. You've seen that clip with his kid and stuff like that. So I think he's going to approach it very loosely, and go and really play his game. So I think Fleetwood's definitely, but the dark horse, my guy, I'm going with Xander Schauffele. I'm gonna go with Xander.
Is he an underdog though?
I wouldn't
the guy's
really.
won 2 majors. In fact, I know he didn't have a good year last year. However, he's an elite player.
When it comes to the Masters alone, though, I feel like he's not in that conversation for the top guys that are expected to really win it. You know what I mean? He'll hang around on the top. You know what I mean? But like you're saying with Oberg, he's not really a Sunday guy. I feel like that's how a lot of people feel on him when it comes to the Masters too, for sure. But I think he's gonna. I want to see him pull it out, and I think that's my guy. I'm gonna go with for the win. That's kind of, like you said, somewhat of an underdog.
Yeah, well, I think Xander proved that he can be a Sunday guy when he basically lapped the Open Championship.
Yeah.
Nobody got near him.
Right.
And then playing at Valhalla, that huge putt on 18 to win the tournament.
That was a sick putt.
So let's say you had to pick a true dark horse. Somebody who nobody's really picking to win.
Kind of forgotten about since his last one, but what about Spawn? What about JJ?
JJ Spawn. I love that pick.
Yeah, I think JJ.
Because he doesn't overpower a golf course.
Exactly.
He's
and
accurate.
And that's the course to not overpower that, for sure.
Yeah, and he had a very hot putter last year. Looked good.
With the lab.
That thing that looks like a branding iron.
You work at Roger John. How is that with sales? I mean, I see him quite often, and that's kind of what I want to get into next with you is how Bob Does Sports and them went into the labs lately. But first question is, how is that at the Roger John? Do they fly off the shelves?
Oh yeah, people buy them, and you know what? I believe there is proof of concept with the lab putters.
Yeah.
If you could get over what it looks like at address,
right,
it putts great.
It really
you
does.
just got to have the right setup because there's a lot of different little tinkering involved.
You got to know how to putt.
You got to have a custom one in a way.
Ah, okay.
But the lab putters are truly fantastic. I just can't get over the shape though.
Even the ones that aren't that branding iron ones?
That little, like the OS1, which is kind of like that triangular diamond shape, I like that one.
Right.
Because it's a little more understated.
Right.
That big branding iron, though, is too big.
what is that, the DF3, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Bob the Sports went to, and that's what I've been honestly dying to ask you, because I know you have somewhat of a relationship with them, right? Is that am I correct when I say that? Mm-hmm. So,
ooh, Gerlich, Louis Oosthuizen. If this was 2021, I'm with you on that one.
What do you say?
Louis Oosthuizen. I won't front though. He's got one of the greatest golf swings ever.
Yeah.
That thing is the smoothest swing you'd ever see.
Would you say it's right there with Ernie?
Yep, Ernie as well. Yeah. Smooth swingers. Like it just looks effortless.
Just love seeing those swings, man. Easy E, man. Shout out Ernie L. That's a beautiful swing. That's who I try to. Whenever people always say you lose tempo and stuff like that, I always go back to watching Ernie L's highlights. That's what I gotta do.
It's kind of crazy how simple he made it.
Right, for sure.
Speaking of smooth swingers, I know this is a big question that everybody asks. Everybody loves golf. They watch the Masters. Does Freddie make the cut this year?
I think so. For sure. Like I said, he's one of those guys that's going to approach it very loosely. You know what I mean? Not too much to lose, because he's Freddie Couples. He's still got to go out there and be Freddie Couples. But I see him going out there very loosely and handling business for sure.
That's how he's always been.
Right.
Like every tournament he plays in, he plays like he's got nothing to lose.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Cold Cuts? Good to see you, my man.
Joey
what's going on? Hey, how was it with LeBron, dude? That looked wild.
That was insane.
Throughout that whole time. You talk about a heater. Bob Does Sports has been on the heater of a lifetime.
Most definitely.
To get literally the greatest basketball player of the last 30 years on that channel is truly remarkable. And it's not just the fact that they got him. He's reverberated it back to them. Like, he loves Bob Does Sports. Points him out in the crowd.
That was insane.
Joey, we're all proud of you.
Yeah, right? Shout out Joey from a fellow Joey that's also a lefty and also has a young son. Congratulations on that, man. That's really cool.
We love you, Joe. And shout out to FP, Bobby, Jensen, Jet, all those guys. Appreciate it, brother. And look forward to seeing you again soon, dude. And very happy you came on, at least check us out for a little bit. So, one last question, Joey, before we go. By the way, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun.
Pure pleasure, for sure, man.
You get to pick one golf course to play. You can only play it one time. Choose anywhere in the country, not named Augusta National. Because I think everybody wants Augusta.
Right.
Give me one golf course that you haven't played yet that is on your ultimate bucket list.
It's going to sound crazy because I've had so many chances to play and I still haven't gone to do it, but it's Oak Quarry right there in Riverside. Have you heard of that spot?
So of all the courses in America, Oak Quarry.
Yeah, I really want to go check that out. I know Austin Reeves is a really consistent player there too. I've just been dying to go play that signature hole and see what I do. I really want to go do that.
Wow.
And it's so close to me. That's what's crazy too. I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, yeah, I just really want to go, and especially because it's so close to me, I'm really hurt that I haven't played it.
I love that answer because it's OG, it's local. It's not like you're saying, I want to play St. Andrews, I want to play Sawgrass. I want to play Oak Quarry and Riverside. That's dope, dude.
True to home, man. I'm really big when it comes to the IE, man, for sure. I love representing the Inland Empire.
It's the best golf outside Palm Springs.
For sure.
Out in Southern California.
Most definitely prime weather, for sure. I have a question for you, though, and I was kind of, especially with Joey coming up here, it's kind of been not talked about, and I don't know if it's public information. I could be mistaken, but them leaving from Callaway, was that just something like a contract ending thing, or was there a dispute? Because it was just like that, and I'm big fans of them. I've been watching them for years now, and there was really no explanation on really why they left. And I don't know if we cannot talk about it if it's frowned upon, but I'm just really interested in it, and I know you probably have some info for me on that.
Well, unfortunately I don't. I know involving like business decisions, obviously that's internal with Bob and the guys,
right?
And it could be really any factor,
right?
Think if I had to put an example, say like a guy on the tour, because Ernie Els, Fred Couples, all those guys, they didn't have just one brand throughout their career.
Right.
it's rare to see a player work with one company forever.
That's very true. That is very true.
Fred played Lynx, he played TaylorMade, he played Bridgestone, he played a lot of different companies. Ernie Els was with TaylorMade, then he was with Cleveland. So guys tend to bounce back and forth on what they play with, who signs a deal.
Right.
So it could be something like that.
Right.
Where it could be like a contract expiring, could be a lot.
Right. That's what I kind of figured too, because they just kind of like wasn't really a big deal, no explanation. So I was like, maybe it's just a contracting thing. I'm sure because those guys are great, and I'm sure that they have no issues moving forward and stuff like that.
And I also think Tacoma with Grant Horvat got them to sign on with Tacoma, which obviously Bob hangs out with Grant a lot
for sure.
And really what happens there, there's a lot of factors that go into it. However, when it comes to equipment, everybody's got a choice on what they want to play,
right? And
all determines what the bindings are. Right. For me, I've had a love affair with Cleveland for a long time, and it's a company that has been really good to me. And if you really have a brand you fall in love with, as an amateur golfer, if that's what you love, play it.
Right. One of my first iron sets were the Cleveland Blacks. Those ones.
Kind of like these?
Yeah, kind of like these, but they were literally called just these. Like there was no CG7, just called the Cleveland Blacks.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've seen the drive. Funny enough, I thought this was the head cover for that, for the driver. But Joey, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on and taking the drive.
Always, man, for sure. I'll do it any day of the week, for sure.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
And right now, going to let you guys know, last minute thing, we're going to launch the official website coming up for me this Saturday. It's going to be the hard launch of my website. There's going to be a lot of really fun stuff on it. And we're going to be officially doing LL Live, and we already have a sponsor for it. That's coming up in the Masters preview next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes,
7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm Lars Lewis, Joey LeftTees, phenomenal, awesome guest. Big plans coming up for the Masters preview next Wednesday. We'll fill you in on the details coming up in a short. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Enjoy the Texas Open throughout this weekend, and fire in any questions and any predictions you have for the Masters before the show next Wednesday. And as I always like to say, here's to a good day and good golf. Good night, everybody.